Hi, and welcome to the Solo Podcast, where I share my story of recovery and sobriety. I am your host, Phil Anna, and today I want to talk about the 12 Steps program that has been very beneficial for me in my journey. The 12 Steps program is a set of principles and practices that are meant to help people overcome their addiction, compulsion, or other behavioral problems. The program was originally created by Alcoholics Anonymous, but it has been modified by many other groups and organizations for different issues. The 12 steps are: 1. We admitted we were powerless over our addiction, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. We made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. We made a thorough and honest moral inventory of ourselves. 5. We admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We were completely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7. We sincerely asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. We made a list of all persons we had harmed, and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. We made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. We continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11. We sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to other addicts, and to practice these principles in all our affairs. The 12 Steps program is not a shortcut or a magic solution. It is a lifelong commitment and a way of living that requires honesty, openness, willingness, and courage. It is not easy, but it is worth it. I can say from my own experience that the 12 steps have changed my life for the better. They have given me hope, peace, serenity, and freedom from my addiction. They have also helped me heal my relationships, improve my self-esteem, and find a purpose in life. If you are struggling with addiction or any other problem that is affecting your quality of life, I urge you to give the 12 Steps program a try. You don't have to do it alone. There are many support groups and resources available for you. You can find them online or in your local community. You can also reach out to me if you have any questions or need any guidance. I am here for you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Solo Podcast. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring. Please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast if you liked it. And remember, you are not alone. You are loved. You are worthy. And you can do this. Hello, and welcome to the Soberlife podcast, where I share my journey of recovery from alcohol addiction and offer tips and insights on how to live a sober and fulfilling life. I'm your host, Phil Anna, in his episode, Coming to Sober Life. In this episode, I want to talk about the challenges and rewards of coming to sober life, or in other words, the transition from active drinking to sobriety. This is a crucial and often difficult phase of recovery, but also one that can bring a lot of positive changes and opportunities. Coming to sober life means facing the reality of your addiction and its consequences. It means admitting that you have a problem and that you need help. It means accepting that you can't control your drinking and that you have to stop completely. It means dealing with the physical and emotional withdrawal symptoms, the cravings, the triggers, and the temptations. It means coping with the guilt, shame, regret, anger, and sadness that may come up as you reflect on your past actions and their impact on yourself and others. But coming to sober life also means discovering a new way of living that is healthier, happier, and more meaningful. It means finding new sources of joy, satisfaction, and purpose that don't stress, boredom, loneliness, anxiety, depression, and trauma. I drank to escape from my problems, my feelings, and myself. I drank to fit in, to have fun, to to feel confident, and to forget. But drinking only made things worse. It ruined my health, my career, my relationships, and my self-esteem. It made me lie, cheat, steal, and hurt people I loved. It made me lose sight of who I was and what I wanted in life. It made me miserable. I tried to quit many times, but I always relapsed. I thought I could moderate or control my drinking, but I couldn't. I thought I could do it on my own, but I couldn't. I thought I didn't need help, but I did. It took me a long time to realize that I had a serious addiction and that I needed professional treatment. It took me a lot of courage to admit that I was powerless over alcohol and that I needed a higher power to help me. It took me a lot of humility to ask for help from others who had been through what I was going through. But once I did that, things started to change for the better. I went to rehab for 28 days and learned a lot about myself and my addiction. I joined a 12-step program and found a supportive community of people who understood me and helped me stay sober. I got a sponsor who guided me through the steps and held me accountable. I started therapy and worked on healing the underlying issues that drove me to drink. I started meditating and praying and connected with a higher power of my own understanding. I also started making positive changes in my lifestyle that supported my recovery. I changed my diet and exercise routine and improved my physical health. I changed my environment and avoided places, people, and situations that triggered or enabled my drinking. I changed my schedule and filled my time with productive and rewarding activities that gave me a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. I changed my attitude and became more grateful, optimistic, and hopeful about the future. I'm not saying that everything is perfect now, or that I don't have any challenges or struggles anymore. Recovery is a lifelong process that requires constant vigilance and effort. United in Recovery, building a strong and supportive sober community. Introduction. Acknowledge the significance of a robust support network in a sober community. Discuss traditional options like 12-step programs, AA, NA, and introduce modern alternatives such as online forums and local support groups. Chapter 3, The Strength of Shared Experiences. Highlight the power of shared experiences in fostering empathy and understanding. Showcase personal stories of individuals who found solace and companionship within their sober communities. Chapter 4, Navigating 12-Step Programs. Provide an in-depth exploration of 12-step programs, their history, and core principles. Offer guidance on finding local meetings, selecting a sponsor, and engaging actively in the recovery process. Chapter 5, Embracing Online Communities. Examine the rise of online sober communities and their unique advantages. Discuss the accessibility, anonymity, and global reach that online platforms offer. Chapter 6, Local Support Groups, From Strangers to Allies. Share strategies for finding and participating in local support groups. Emphasize the importance of face-to-face interactions and real-time connections. Chapter 7, Nurturing Connections for Lifelong Recovery. Explore techniques for cultivating meaningful and lasting relationships within the sober community. Discuss communication skills, conflict resolution, and mutual support. Chapter 8, A Family Affair, Involving Loved Ones. Discuss the role of family and friends in building a supportive network. Provide advice on how to educate and involve loved ones in the recovery journey. Chapter 9, The Power of Mentorship. Highlight the benefits of mentorship and sponsorship in recovery. Share stories of individuals who have thrived under the guidance of a mentor. Chapter 10, Creating Your Unique Circle. Our guidance on tailoring a support